There was no father there for me. Hey, and ooh, sometimes we would just have to go down and eat. Hey, how you like me now? Give my life for my brother. See, I'm a bad mother. Shed your mind. See, oh, I got one Southern man, yes I do. When I was a child, I made up in my mind that I was gonna find me a Southern man. I found me a Southern man. He leaves his work boots by the door. He holds my hand in the store. We drink the same whiskey and he loves to dance. He be like, come on, love, girl, do your dance. I give him all of my love because he don't play about with love. I don't mean no harm. You got to get your own. Cause that man there, that's my man. He got a smooth walk. He kinda growl when he talk. He ain't shy of no hard work. He loves his mama and he goes to church. He don't care if them kids is his. He's gonna raise them like they is. It's hard to find one, but if you can, you better get you a Southern man.
Back in the day, I heard an old woman say, ain't nothing like a Southern man. Nothing like a Southern man. I asked her how could she tell them apart. She put her hand right on her heart. By the way that he wears his pants. It's by the way that he wears his pants. Now she was talking in a little so deep. I thought she was talking about his jeans. Till Mr. Jolly walked up with a smile on his face. And now I see just what she mean. That man got a smooth walk. He kinda growl when he talk. Ain't shy of no hard work. He loves his mama and he go to church. He don't care if them kids is his. He gon' raise them like they is. It's hard to find one, but if you can, you better get you a Southern man. That woman was so proud with that man on her arm. Had me trying to chase him down all over town to see if he had a son. She said, Charlie ain't perfect, he's just a man, but he's everything I need. And now I want nothing other than a smooth Southern brother that's head over heels for me. I took that woman at her word, and now I'm happy as can be. And if you listen to what we're saying to you, you'll see just what we mean. A Southern man got a smooth walk. He kinda growl when he talk.
He ain't shy of no hard work.
He loves his mama and he go to church.
He don't care if them kids is his.
He's gonna raise them like they is. It's hard to find one,
But if you can, you better get you a Southern man.
now say, oh,
Say,
Southern man. Yes, I do.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Good evening on this Monday. How's everybody doing? What's going on in the world? Let's see what we got. Not much. Dr. Casey? This is a new one for me. I can tell you that. I had some bubble gum a minute ago. Now I got my lip paint like I've been doing something I hadn't been supposed to be doing. Well, I've heard of this, but this is a new one for me. I guess it didn't like me playing the music because it sent me a message saying, hey, you're about to reach your limit of music playing. Do you want to continue or not? I'm not used to it saying that because they don't care about the R. Kelly song, and they've never cared about this song. And I listened to the playback when I watched the videos again when I was playing the music, and it doesn't sound that bad. It does sound a little distorted, but it don't sound that bad. Like totally like, oh my God, I'm finna die type of deal. So, yeah. What's up, dude, bug? I guess IG didn't like me tonight. It didn't send my thing out to nobody. Hey, Julie. Moneymaker Bottle. We do have a couple of guests that are coming in. Try to schedule guests, but you never know. They verified, and so like for a while, that's why I stopped having guests because I had so many that I would schedule. I reach out to people. Hey, would you come on my platform? And see what was going on, and then they didn't show up, or they would let me know like 2 minutes before we're supposed to go on. I see the message and they're like, "Oh, my dog died. I can't make it. Sorry, my dog died. Something else happened." Oh, hey, Coach, how are you? Coach showed up. And then, so I just kind of went to my people that were showing up all the time. And then I just went with that. I really, let's say, January, February, March, had lots of guests. April, May, June, I kind of stopped. I'm well, ma'am. Whenever you're ready, I can bring you up. I kind of stopped. And then every now and then I'd reach back out, but I was really just dealing with the people that were regulars and, talking to them and listening to and then every now and then somebody would sprinkle in, this person would sprinkle in. So, but yeah, this is interesting. Hi, Blues Mama 3. How are you tonight? I guess it's because it was, when I went to work this morning, it was thunder and storm. I said, man, I know I'm gonna be late to work. And I was a little frustrated about that. Oh, we are? I don't know. If we're on tomorrow, you know what? Let me look at my notes. Hold on 1 second. I might be wrong, ma'am, Miss Coach. So you just happened to stop by. Oh, that's cool. Hold on a second. You're right. You are totally right. It is my fault. I'm Bonnie 311. Doing okay, that's good. Because sometimes, Blues Mom, you be going through some stuff, and I wish I could do more to help you, but I don't know what to do. Okay, well, I didn't overlook then, Coach Latricia. Oh, I never seen Renee spell like that. Now I see it. Okay. No, we're good for tomorrow 8. I'm waiting on, I still got 2 more guests that are supposed to come tonight. I had this weird experience. This guy, I commented on a post that he posted, and he said that was disrespectful for me to disagree with him. He sent me 4 or 5 messages, and then he blocked me. I was like, I don't know if I'm supposed to be offended or not. He said I was corny Not because of the fact that I disagreed with him, but the fact that I commented on it. And he said, well, you don't even have that many people following you anyway. So who are you to tell me? I was like, well, it's what you said. It's not the fact that you had an opinion. You're allowed to have your opinion. I said, I wouldn't mind talking to you. But the fact that you're calling me corny, instead of defending what you said, that lets me know something. But, hey there. It was kind of weird. I never had a guy do that to me before that I disagree with. I can disagree with anybody about anything. I don't play devil's advocate, but I can disagree with anybody about anything. Prayers are always appreciated. Yes, ma'am. You're always in my prayers. I hope that you're able to endure your hardships and everything is okay. Hope that the financial issues and woes pass through you easily and you overcome them with grace and understanding. There's my headphones. And that everything goes through well. That's what I hope. Hope that for all. Oh, the guy told me I wasn't very positive because, so what he said was that if you meet a woman, let her determine what role she's going to play in your life. You shouldn't suggest it, you shouldn't do anything. And my point is, if you think that she's going to be your significant other, okay, great. Then that's what you should tell her. Whatever role that you want her to play, you should be the man and let her know how you want to participate. Now, if she doesn't, like if you tell her, hey, look, I think you can be my significant other, and you don't tell her that, then how would she know? She should not assume. If you don't see her like that, and you only see her as a potential business partner, I don't think that men and women should be friends, but he said something like that. He said either they're going to be in a relationship or they're going to be a business partner. Woo. And that's it. And I was like, well, I think the man should have a participating part in that. I think the man should let her know what he wants from her and how he wants to be in their life. And I also don't think that, now, I think there should be a right to refusal. If a woman sees a man in a particular way and she's like, oh, I think he'd be a good man for me, but he only looks at her as a business partner, there should be some communication there. There should be something saying that, hey, I don't look at you like that. Not just go with the flow. I don't believe in going with the flow. I think that, hey, sexy spirit, I think that you should make it known, both sides. Don't just go with the flow. Going with the flow leads to people not understanding, people leading on and misleading. You should make it clear and present what you want from the person, how you see them. If you start dating them and say, hey, I don't think we're going to be good as dating, but you have this great business idea or you run these businesses that I think I can help you. But sometimes that should be relegated to their partner, not for you. You might be taking up space in their head because they're infatuated with you. And I don't think that's right. And that's why I disagreed with him. But he told me I was corny. That's all good. Abundance, blessings. Mama P. Did you say that you don't believe men and women should be friends, or did I missed it? I sure did. I don't believe in men and women just being platonic friends, ma'am. I think that both sides. If a man is let's go with this side first. If a man is in a woman's life, he should either, if he's not related to her, and just regular platonic friendship, the average man doesn't look at a woman just to be friends. If he looks at her, he looks at the value of being a significant other. And it gets really convoluted. Like a man's heart and his penis does not work in such a way that he only looks at a woman one way. And it takes a lot out of a man if he pours into a woman that he's not really interested in. So, hi, Steph. I was just talking about your buddy. So, women don't agree with it. Men understand it. And then I asked women, I said, okay, have you ever had a guy that was interested in you? He wanted to date you, and you were like, no, you're not really my type. You're not the guy for me. So then he still hangs around. You put him in the sunken place. You put him in where he's just willing to pour his resources, give you good morning, beautifuls. How you doing? You need anything? And he's waiting for his turn. But he's telling you, you tell him, no, I'm not really interested in you that way, but we can be friends. So he'll wait in the sunken place until you show a weakness and or you show that you'll change and flip him over to a possibility. Now, if you never flip him over, a guy can wait in a sunken place for quite some time, years. And it's not just about sex, but he's looking at you like you could be his suitor, you could be his wife or his significant other. For those who don't believe in marriage, and I don't blame people for not marriage, as long as it's a significant other and or wife, long-term committed relationship. So yeah, that's Coach. That's my thoughts. You don't have to come up, but tell me what you think. I'm well. Is that Jamaica 1229? Hi, Nikki Podcast. I've never had you on my show. I've seen you many times. I guess I'm waiting on my guest who's now late. She verified that she was coming, but you know, as they say, it bees like that sometimes. But tonight's topic, and hi Diana. Tonight's topic is alpha men versus hey Trail Money. Alpha men, you mean LOL? No, I don't know what you mean. Alpha men versus non-alpha men. And this is a topic for me because somebody has to lead. And it's not offensive for a man not to be an alpha man. There's other versions of men as long as he stands in his manhood. So there's still alpha men among men. So there's men who will go into the group, go into the pack, and they're not going to lead ever. They will always just be assimilated to a soldier or a high-ranking soldier. They're not going to be the colonel or the general. But that don't mean they're not useful. That just means they're not the alpha man. Now, there's times when you see a couple alpha bulls and they can't get along because this one, hey, you got to do it my way. If you don't do it my way, it's the highway. Then that's when you run into problems. That's when you see separation between, hey, I thought y'all were cool. Yeah, but he wanted to lead and I want to lead. So we couldn't really hang out together because I'm not going to follow him. He's not going to follow me. So we need to create our own pack. And sometimes, sometimes women want, because I'm watching the show. I don't watch much Ratchet TV, but I'm watching Love and Marriage Detroit. It's the only Ratchet TV that I watch is Love and Marriage. So I started with Huntsville. I went to DC. DC had the worst woman in history of women on there. I forgot her first name, Samuels. Whatever. She was on the first season. She was on Housewives of Potomac. She was married to Chris Samuels, who was a former left tackle for the Washington Redskins. Got hurt. He's not in the Hall of Fame, but I don't know why. Anyway, multimillionaire, one of the greatest left tackles in history. And she was married to him. And then she embarrassed him so much on that show. And I was like, man, this woman's 7 kinds of evil. And then at the end of that season, after she embarrassed him a couple of times, made him feel, emasculated him, demasculated him, let him know that he wasn't shit. Not because he really did anything majorly wrong, but she just wasn't happy. And they had been married for quite some time. And then before the second season started, she divorced him, asked for a divorce, which means he had to pay a large settlement because they had a couple kids, 2 or 3. And, they had basically started that DC around the first season of DC around them. They were the main couple because the other ones weren't famous. DJ Short Stuff, the guy who was a former cop, which was so weird because he was a cop and they were acting like he was a real estate mogul. And that was very concerning. They didn't, like, if this dude was a cop, say he's a cop. Don't say he got all this real estate and then, that wasn't adding up. And then I forgot what his wife did, but they were a little older. They were closer to 50 when everybody else was in their 30s and early 40s. And then, who was the other person? Oh, the one lady I couldn't stand. Winter, I think it was. I'm doing this off memory. Anyway, that show was kind of crazy. So then they started Detroit. Now, Detroit has absolutely no former stars, no heavy hitters, just above average and slightly above average couples. Hi, Miss Lady Blue. above average and slightly above average couples. One guy got a bonnet. That's when I'm gonna refer back to him, bonnet guy. Another guy, Tissue Paper Johnson. Unfortunately, he's dark skinned like me, but he got emotional stress disorder. Like he cried on there like more than once, and it's really concerning for a grown man to cry on TV. And the other guy works out a lot, military, reservist, wants to be a gym owner, OTS, the bonnet. No, not the bonnet. No, I'm sorry, I said bonnet. Bun. He has a bun. He got a slick back with a bun. Light-skinned cat with a great scruffy beard. Anyway, so there's 2 examples on there that's not good. Bun, yes, I'm sorry, Diana. Bun, not bonnet. But he's soft as tissue paper too. But he ain't as bad as the dark-skinned cat. Now the dark-skinned cat, that's part of the reason I thought about this topic, because I was watching yesterday, and Bun guy, light-skinned, he's into music, not rich, not wealthy, and his wife is so dominant over him. Like I swear to God, she wears the pants, and he act like he don't understand it, but he succumbs to it. And then even when he's talking to her, just trying to say, hey, look, I'm trying to be your husband. This is a partnership. He basically wants a 50-50. And she's like, no, it's my way or the highway. You're going to do what I say. I'm the dominant one. Deal with it. You never. And then she insults him. So can you talk? She insults him and says, hey, you're not used to me. You're going to have to get used to it. I'm not who I was. I'm 40 now, and I run the show. You with me. I'm not with you. And I was like, wow, how can, this is so not right. And he's just going along with it. He was like, well, I love my wife. I'm not trying to go nowhere. Even though he kind of cheated, it was kind of murky. He kind of cheated, so she was holding it against him. And that's unfortunate because she's still not doing it. Sir Hale speaks. Good evening, sir. Then she kind of, she just really embarrassed him. And it's always some extra stuff. Hey, KK. Joyful connection. And then, so the dark-skinned guy, he was trying to go outside of his normal path. And he was trying to take this opportunity to get with Disney Marvel and be a producer or something with them. And so then he was trying to say, hey, look, I'm trying to take this opportunity. This could change our life for, our life and our children's life. And then his wife, who's a doctor, chiropractor, says, bring your butt home or it's over. And he's like, I'm trying to make this move for us. There's nothing about infidelity. There's nothing about cheating or any phone calls or anything like that. It was just, hey, I have to go. He was in Detroit. I have to go to Atlanta to try to get this opportunity. I'm trying to be better for us, him and his wife and their kids. And the kids were having some racial issues where they were being mistreated because they're black. I think they were in a nicer neighborhood. And so then she gives him an ultimatum to come back home. So he goes back to his family. And then he says to her on the show, hey, you gave me an ultimatum, come back or I'm getting divorced. She said, well, I didn't say that. He said, it is what you said. Well, I did say that, but that's not what I meant. So I'm like, what do you mean? How do you give somebody an ultimatum and then that's not even what you're saying, that's not what you meant? So I'm like, right then I looked at her like, you a little poo shiesty, like you giving this man an ultimatum, but now you saying that's not really what you meant. So then for whatever reason, what's up, Dino? For whatever reason, he starts crying. He was like, oh, I was trying to, and you were this and that, and I was trying to do this and that, and it was so in front of her, his wife and another couple. Then later they say, she was like, oh, I love it when you cry. I love it when you're emotional. So listen, you tissue paper ass motherfucker. Like that's how I feel about it. Listen, as representing the delegates of the dark-skinned men in America, you are not allowed to boo-hoo cry on Ratchet TV. And then for your wife to say she wants you to do it, what the fuck kind of relationship y'all got? Dino, how you doing, sir?
Hey, man. I'm still stuck on the Pooh Shiesty boy.
Oh, yeah. No, listen. She said,
Pooh Shiesty shit.
She said, I like it when you're vulnerable like that in public. This man
Oh
and
man.
boo-hoo crying like somebody broke his leg. And she likes it. No, you like, I don't want no woman like that. My woman tell me some shit like that. We got a problem. Like, no, I'm not the guy for you. No, sir. That ain't cool.
Damn. Oh man, he said he on there crying, boo-hooing.
What happened? You already on here. Did I lose you? I was down here too. Oh, I don't know what happened. It froze up on me. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the story. So I guess it's gonna bring it back. There we go. Froze up on me.
The Lord said, "Thou shalt not tell that joke," and I'm listening. I was coming in for the punchline, baby. It said, and he said that. And you was like, it was like, what's that, bro? Ding! And I disappeared like boots.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave that one alone. Oh my goodness.
You know, since I know you've been on one of them ratchet TVs. I know you've been on reality.
Come on,
TV.
man. Tell the truth. We unfiltered here, man. I don't be tripping. Tell the truth and save your soul.
I know that you've been on one of them ratchet TV shows.
Right.
I know you have. And
right.
For whatever reason. So actually, the show that you were on, not the main star, the secondary sister. I seen Ayanna Levine get her ass together. Right. She got her together.
Yeah. She let her have it, man. I was like, ooh. I damn near was like, put the folding chair down, Van Zandt. Put the I was waiting for her to go, wait a minute, Van Zandt. I was waiting for her to toss the hat, man. I said, damn, she was in there with the, ow, ooh. And it was on national TV at that. You know, shit, she was talking to her like, it's just you and I. Nobody's in here. Nobody's watching. You need to get your shit together. Oh, my God.
No, but the mama came in and said, you weren't raised like that. And then it was like, oh, mama got it together for real. And then, oh, no, I got this. I was like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't watch the show, but I couldn't figure out why you bald-headed. I was like, hold on, why you bald-headed?
You're right.
And it wasn't little bald-headed either. It was big. It was...
Right. So, look, I'm going to shed a little bit of insight to it because I think you have valid questions and valid statements and remarks. You know, it's all facts. It's all true. And at the end of the day, you know, she was going through a period. And, you know, mental health is a serious subject at times. I laugh and joke a lot, but she was going through a period of mental health. But you have to rewind time and look at the history. So within the family, he's talking about Braxton's Family Values TV show that I was on. But when you look at the history, see Toni Braxton as the as the most popular sister, who was seen as having the most talent, obviously, and the look, because they used her as the lead singer and the rest of the sisters were backup. And Tamar being the youngest, it's always an identity crisis there, because what happens is you grow up at a young age. This, you know, is before Facebook and Instagram and all of that, where you get your own fans, your own followers, your own following and support. So she had become accustomed to being, oh, that's Toni Braxton's sister. So you can imagine how that can weigh on your self-esteem when the person who the spotlight is always on is a relative and you want to love them because it's a sibling, but they're getting all the shine and then you're so secondary. And it seemed to me, in my humble opinion, once the show came out and she had an opportunity to have her own albums, her own shine in the spotlight, I think it wasn't all that she expected or what it was cracked up to be. She found out that it was a lot of pressure. And I think she also found out that some people are built to be the coach. Some people are built to be the team captain. And some people are built to be a team player. Make assists and get rebounds. You know what I mean? So I think she cracked. And it was rough on her. I'm glad, hopefully she's making it out of that situation. Because I've been through it myself. What up, Dub Bug?
Yeah, that's my frat brother.
Yeah.
No, so look, so I had a similar situation where I went to college. I followed my cousin. We went to the HBCU. We played football.
Mm-hmm.
He started freshman. So I was a year behind him. So when I got there, his last name was Manyweather. So everybody called me Manyweather cousin. Now we're related on my grandfather's side. So his last name is not the patriarchy last name. But anyway, so they called me Manyweather cousin for a whole year until I got on the field. And then when I got on the field, I made a name for myself, so I was good.
Yeah.
But for a whole year, I say about second semester, I was about tired of this shit. I was like, that's not my fucking name. Like my name is Blue. Like, hey, you can no, hey, Manyweather cousin, hey. I'm like, I was, because you know what? I was thinking about you the other night, and my favorite Said the Entertainer joke outside of Kings of Comedy was, he said, here's the joke. He said, hey, this is my friend, Chris Jones. And then said, Chris Jones, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? My name Chris Jones, but you can call me by my initials. So then everything.
Delicious?
No.
I ain't calling no other man delicious.
No, not that one.
No. Okay, good.
Call me, I'm gonna say it slow, by my initials, but he said it fast. You can call me by my initials. So every time he said it was like, hey, by my initials. What's up, man? By my initials. So then, who the hell you talking?
Oh my God.
He said, I'm
Oh yeah.
He said, no, the man named CJ. Why you
Right. Please say by my initials. That's hella funny. That's hella funny, bruh.
saying, but that was funny to me.
Yeah. Alpha versus non-alpha males.
Yes, sir.
Man, I'm so glad you spared yourself the other night. It got way too awkward for me. I was on with Ash B, and some dude popped on talking about sending her a cash app. You heard about it through the IG streets yet? I ain't gonna bring it up on here because it might offend people. But yeah, it got real weird.
No.
Yeah, I had to get off. But alpha versus non. Well, what would you consider to be a non-alpha male? And anybody, if y'all want to join in, y'all send a request to Blue, and he'll consider it. But I'm sure he values some of you guys' opinion.
It's exactly what you got me talking about. Some men, either the starting quarterback, point guard, or best defensive back, safety, or whatever. Then some men, some guys are just linemen. They're left tackles. They're not calling no plays. They just execute. So it's okay if you're part of the team, but everybody can't lead.
Right.
And then a lot of women say, oh, I want me an alpha male. I want the guy. But guess what? There's only going to be one guy or two guys. It's not going to, out of 11 plays, everybody can't call the play. You can't snap to the right guard. So find you a man, but he might not be that guy, but he's still a guy. He's going to protect and provide. But there's so many women always say, I want the star quarterback. I want the star running back. No, I want the line needs some love, the tight end, receiver, the X receiver, the wide receiver, defensive lineman, and they always want the guy. And still, in my stance on men, you can't always lead the pack. You might not have the pedigree. You might not be the leader. You might not want to lead. You just might want to show up and go to work. And like, because at my job now, there's some people. I look, their whole stance is, hey, look, I'm trying to get my hourly pay. I'm gonna do a little bit to get my bonus, but I ain't trying to get promoted. That's not even in my sight. I'm good where I'm at.
That's
So
right.
it's what you want. Like, for instance, like you have multiple talents. You utilize them to the best of your ability. But okay, would you really consider yourself in the same category as Denzel? Like, okay, I'm sure that's Denzel, but hey, I can be right beside him. Or I mean, but there's only
all right.
To me, there's
Okay, all right. So you don't think I'm as good as Denzel, but you want me to join your live? Okay, all right, okay, all right, okay, all right. I'm not hurt at all. Okay, all right. All right, Blue. Okay. All right. He said, are you Denzel? Hell no, I ain't Denzel. I wish I did have a little bit of Denzel going, because goddamn, that boy is quadruple platinum, dipple dapple, south the world. He is the true definition of, okay, all right, let me see here, Jake. You say you want $25 million for that house right there? Okay, all right. Okay, I'll have it to you by tomorrow. The big homie, rich. Oh my God. He see it, he like it, he buy it. He's the
I heard
definition.
something the other day. He said, hey, listen, if I come in here, I'm from around the way. I'm leaving with something. And it was like, I was like, hold on, Denzel, you can't say that no more. You Denzel. You 65
Right.
Denzel. You can't say you from around the way with something. I'm from around the way. I'm leaving with something.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, that's crazy. The vegan queen. Hey, the vegan. What's up, Sharice? Y'all send some. We need to balance it out with some ladies' energies and thoughts and opinions. He might not be familiar with you, but I trust you. If you see the vegan queen, if she sends a request to join, I know her. Hey, Cherie. Yeah, she's a good person, but I'm not sure how you want to run your show. But
I do need some female energy. I was supposed to have a guest, but she has yet to arrive. She verified she was coming, and
she didn't get here yet.
No, CPT. So CPT might be. She'll send me a message later and say, "Oh yeah, I forgot."
Yeah,
ruthless at times, but it's all good.
Right. Girl Scout cookies, what's happening? Pound for pound. Harlem in the building. Yo, what's happening? Who else in here? Tara, Shanice, what's popping? Yeah, I am Shell SX, what's popping? Diana Jackson in the building. 1, 2, 6, 8. Well, damn. What happened to the 3, the 4, the 5, and the 7? KQ in the building. Corset, what's happening? Kimberly, CPBA. We see y'all, man. If y'all in the building, this is my boy Blue. He is a saucy, very well-spoken individual. You feel me? Y'all send him a request. He might give you a shot to come up here, be professional. Drea in the building. Drea, woo. She ain't Drea. Well, she Drea, woo. You feel me? Now, Drea, woo. You got a real nice contact photo. But I know damn well if your name Drea, woo, you one of them ones that was dying to be an interracial dater. And when you finally got your ass one, you chose one of them white boys with the tattoos on his face that be getting caught stealing out of Walmart all the motherfucking time. Woo! Oh, God damn.
No,
right. Oh, You followed him? Okay, Drea Woo. See, she knows it's right. She got tears coming out. Y'all send him a request to join. Come on, man. We're having fun. He's dressed very sophisticated because he comes prepared for the job. Me, I get fired on my day off. Damn. Oh, man.
Vegan guy. I want to say vegan guy, vegan queen. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Men, males, they are different. Hey, Auntie. That's my Auntie, Durain One.
Oh, hey, Durain.
The topic is alpha males versus non-alpha males.
Mm.
I'm not bad about beta males, but everybody can't lead. And everybody needs to understand it. So this is not necessarily to talk derogatory about what you're not, but just realizing what the options we have out there.
That's a fact. And you also got to realize that if she driving down the street, pound town, round town, and Nicki Minaj and them, her idols, talking about how a man ain't this and a man just there for buying purses and shit, you know, they really don't want no alpha male. See, it's one thing to say that you want a certain type of individual in the relationship, but if your actions don't follow that, it's a conflict of interest. It's an oxymoron. It's actually superfluous. And those are SAT words. You know, I can get fancy now. I ain't got my tie on today, but I tell you, this slingshot is slinging, baby. but I think that, you know, it's important to really take an opportunity to meditate alone and evaluate what it is that women want, you know, in a relationship. And the same thing with men. You know, you follow all the Instagram booty models, but do you want that type of lady, you know, on your arm to go visit your mom, you know, so everybody see you at work like, hey, dog, hey, dog. That thing was stanging on that that post she did yesterday. But look, do me a favor. When you get off work, tell her I like the ones where she put the baby oil on her booty and then shake it. We gotta know what it is we want. Hey, what's up, Real Talk T? You want to come up? Come up. That's my homegirl. She's on the show. Teen. What is it? Teen. Young Teen. Yeah, I think it used to be Young Teen Pregnant Young Teen, or Teen Mom. Teen Mom. Excuse me. Teen Mom.
Yeah.
She's now she has good ideas and great thought processes about relationships. She's found balance, and you know, she comes not just from a square background, but she also has the ability to be professional, has her own businesses and stuff like that, and she been getting sharp. I'm gonna tell you, she been getting it together. I'm really, really proud. Let's see. He said, you are not an alpha if you don't have any followers. Asia Hawkins, is that one of your cousins?
No, it's not my cousin, but I know she is.
Oh, okay. So I hope that she's not talking about Instagram followers. She said, you ain't no damn alpha. Nigga got 600 and... Nigga got 62 followers. Who's it? What kind of alpha? He the omega. He ain't the alpha. He might be the omega. He might do like this. They got 62 followers. He's joking, but that's real talk. People out here just jumping in and out of relationships without any purpose. And I agree. You supposed to come into the relationship with your box of condoms, you know, your Vaseline, whatever you need. You supposed to have that ready. You know, you supposed to be prepared when you get in that relationship. Just jumping in and out of relationships and you ain't coming prepared. Oh my God, what they say? uh, What's up, Lena? Lena in the building. Your cousin cracking up laughing. She said that bald head ass man crazy as hell. Who is he? She said absolutely not IG followers. She's talking family. That's right. That's right. The vegan queen said, I think it's important to have a balance with your masculine and feminine energies, both parties. It's important, ladies, to let them be them and for la. Now, that's my homegirl, and I know what happened there. See, sometimes when you get to typing, if you go more than one line, it disappears and you forget where you was at in the process. But she was like, man, I done typed too much. I'm sending it anyway. Lena in the building. Oh, Girl Scout cookies. A man is an alpha without followers. You can be leader, but you can't make people follow. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I see. I can see that. But now if I had a 38 and I cocked it and I said, you're going to follow me. Are you going to follow or are you going to try to outrun what I'm holding? All right. Okay. You think about that. All right. Okay. She said, let me be men. And ladies, have your standards, but back that man up. No man wants a woman too masculine, and no one wants a man T. Okay? All right, okay. She said, thank you. That's exactly what happened.
And it happened
Lena
again.
said, yes, and it doubled back on her. It came right back round. Your followers determine if you are an alpha or not. Okay. So I like the commentary. I think that everyone has good points. So I lark into this. Did the egg come first or the chicken? So is an alpha male born with followers? Is an alpha male born an alpha male? Does an alpha male become an alpha male once he have followers? So we think about the actual realities of life when we cross-reference these terms and ideologies, because at the end of the day, I think that if we put it in the perspective of real life scenarios, we may change our thought processes on it.
I got a
Let's
question.
see.
I got a question for you. Kobe Bryant, one of the greatest ever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you consider him an alpha male?
Kobe Bryant, see, I wouldn't consider him an alpha male based on the limited knowledge that I have for him, because I don't know what his presence was outside of the basketball court. Now, his ability to perform was stellar, no doubt, outstanding. But his ability to perform and be great, in my humble opinion, was based on his endurance and his vigor, as well as his thought process that said to him, I'm going to train myself diligently over and over through repetition. I'm going to shoot 100 shots after everybody leaves from the places that I want to shoot the shots during game time. So when it came to game time, the things that he was able to be successful at, he had diligently practiced these things over and over and over until it became second nature. It wasn't like he was just a freak of nature. See, Michael Jordan, he didn't even make his high school basketball team. He got cut, but his athleticism created an opportunity for him to sky above. And then through practice and diligence, he became the Michael Jordan we know. So to answer, I don't know if I answered your question or not, but hopefully, I don't know. That might be something.
You did, basically. But everybody holds him in very high regard as one of the greatest players of all time.
Correct.
Like, nobody has him outside the top 10. You know, there's some people that would interchange saying, you know, all this other stuff, but nobody has him outside the top 10. And only because of his high reverence, but he was a solo person. He didn't literally every Olympic team, regular team, he was not cool with you unless you were on the court. He was a damn solo person and didn't really lead anybody, but it seems like because of the championships that he led the team, but he really didn't. He was just like, hey, I'm going to work harder than you. Catch up.
Well, you dropped it on him with that one. See, I didn't even think about it like that. And that's some cold game right there.
No, but look. That's why him and Shaq didn't get along, because even when he was there in L.A., he was just working. He was younger, but he was working. Shaq was going having fun. Shaq was getting drunk. Shaq was enjoying the fact that he was a Laker.
Yeah.
Kobe was in the gym. So then when it came to it, they're like, oh, well, what's Kobe going on? And then there's a documentary on Netflix right now, The Redeem Team. When he came back, all the players were talking about him, LeBron, Carmelo. Hey, this guy did not fuck around. He was not cool. We respected him on the court, but he wasn't one of the boys.
Right.
Now,
what's the name of this documentary?
The Redeem Team.
The Redeem Team. See, that's something I gotta go and watch. That's exactly what I've been looking for, because there was a point in time I had waves like you, and then just one day I woke up and my shit had broke right here on the top, and it stopped working, bruh. It just gave out. It was cool right around here, right? But right here, it just gave up, and I need to be redeemed. I want a fro hawk. I want to walk around with a wave brush again in my back pocket. The Redeem Team is what I need. Oh my God. He said the Redeem Team. Y'all don't mind me. Oh man, y'all don't mind me. Back to the comments.
Yeah, Lena, a man can walk into a room and immediately draw attention. He doesn't have to act or say that he is one, because his presence alone speaks volumes. I'm agreeing with that, but there's other comments that doesn't support that, because they say, well, he can have this said presence, but if he doesn't have followers, then he's not an alpha. But she says the way you carry yourself, it should garner automatic respect. You can often determine who the alpha is when you see other men acting out of character and trying to challenge that man. Actually, I would agree. If he is the alpha, they will get in line and they will not challenge, because he is the alpha. I don't, for example, if you, in my family, my grandfather was not large in stature. He was like 5'7", 140, but voice just like mine, they sit down. Everybody sat down, even if he wasn't talking to you. So it didn't, I would go with the head lion, the main guy, alpha male. Everybody falls in order, because you don't want to be that one that sticks out. He knocks your ass down. Because then you're gonna be the one embarrassed.
Oh yeah. You know, and it doesn't also hurt that if his ass was to bite you, that's a lion. Y'all talking about pit bulls, Rockwallers, Cane Corso. Nigga, that's a lion. A lion takes down rhinos and shit. You want to go against the lion? Oh, I'm in charge. Rah. Oh, yeah? He get the clean his teeth. Watch Rocky pull a rabbit out there. You don't want that type of smoke, man. Oh man, but yeah, alpha. I think Lena was saying that alpha man is somebody that is going to command respect as soon as they come in the room or command the attention of the room, and I think that oftentimes in society we need a balance. It's good to have a balance because if there's all chiefs and no Indians, then nothing will get done. So we do need a balance between alpha males and regular males because leadership is needed, but then we also need people that have the ability to run it across through into the touchdown, into the end zone. And I think what's imperative, though, is that we identify the appropriate ones to take the positions of leadership, because oftentimes we either neglect the person that really was the person suited to be the leader, to take charge, because we too caught up in today's society with popularity over ability. See, the most popular person shouldn't win all the time. It should be the person that's best suited for whatever it is, a relationship, a business, an elected official. We need to identify what is important, and importance is now judged by popularity. You have the Instagram, YouTube people. They come and do the little skits and clown and get a big following, and so they get a lot of bookings and stuff. But they've never sat down and really written out jokes and created a set. So when they try to travel around and be a comedian, they're not suited for that type of job. They're the most popular. They may fill up the seats because people are like, oh, they get the most attention, let me go see them. But they might not be the best suited for that actual position. Yeah.
White School Podcast said, we'll all chip in for a man hairpiece for you.
Where that? Hey, listen.
What's up, Kyle?
Hey, they got some good ones too. And after you get that, also get me that little thing. It's like a square that you sit right here. And when you get the spray can bottle, they just instant hairline. That perfect hairline. I don't just want that piece. I want that sharp ass hairline. See, you know, when they come out the barbershop, they got that little white thing still right here from where they. I want that kind.
I never
Oh man.
white shit on your line. I don't understand what that's supposed to do.
So they put the white. It's a white powder that they put there, and then when they take the not the clippers, but that what's that thing? The like when they finna kill the person in the barber chair back in the days, they do it across the leather, and then that's the white stuff. They line them up like this, and they leave the white powder there, I guess, to let them know it's a fresh cut, or they, usually it's a man in the barber chair, so
No.
I'm not comfortable after you finish lining me up with the powder and then getting real close like my mama used to do and go, wait a minute, bruh. What the fuck is you doing? Just leave that white stuff there. I didn't That wasn't what I was looking for. I'm not giving you no tip, bro. I feel violated. What the fuck are we doing? What are we doing? Oh my god! All right, what they saying in here? Oh man, she said it's decorations.
No, it's not.
People,
Point.
oh, the other one said it's tacky is decoration. Oh, your cousin rolling. Man, ain't none of y'all gonna get up here. Ain't none of y'all gonna come help us out. Some of y'all send a request to join. You scroll back down with your finger like this on the screen, and then it's gonna be a black square that says request. Send them out. You know who it is in here that's good people. Come on. Let's have a four square going. We gotta get the as alpha males, we need female energy, and we want you. Uncle Sam wants you. There he is.
I was not supposed to be on here.
Okay, well, let me match energy.
I was
Ain't
not
that
supposed
what
to
the,
be on here. But I'm on here.
ain't that what the young folks say? Let's match energy.
Right.
You go black ops, I'm going black ops. We both G14 classified right now. What's up, Lady Blue in the building?
Hey,
Everybody give it up for Lady Blue. How you doing today?
I'm fine. What's tacky? I can't hear.
She was
Okay, so
that.
look. The alpha versus non-alpha,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
So, with that said, alpha versus a non-alpha to me.
Mm-hmm.
Alpha, this might piss people off, but this is my opinion, so I'm going to stand on it.
Mm-hmm.
An alpha man will never sit at a round table. His table is always rectangular. He sits at the top of he sits at the head of the table.
Mm-hmm.
There is order, there is structure,
Mm-hmm.
there is protocol, there is understanding, there is respect, there is transparency, there is compromise, and there is law.
Nice.
They're saying, can you?
That is an alpha man. He does not play. Not about his families or family, not about his children or women or woman or child, not about his job, not about his business,
Mm-hmm.
not about his representation, not about anything that's up under his wing, up under his lane, in his lane, up under his file, up under his name. Nothing is all over the place.
Right. Now, would you prefer? Now, this is crazy. Mr. Blue and Lady Blue. Now, Mr. Blue wants to ask Lady Blue. Now,
Uh-huh.
now, would you prefer to have an alpha male or alpha beta? I mean, a regular male.
I have to have an alpha male. I'm
Mm.
not attracted to men that let me make my own decisions, let me talk, let me be me, let me do what I want to do. I don't like them type. I like the kind of man that say, you know what, I don't want you to do this, or oh, I don't like this, or you know what, this is what we gonna do. I like a man who takes leadership and holds my hand with pulling me. I don't
Mm.
and pulling, and when I say pulling me, meaning I'm I'm right there next to him, but I'm a little bit behind him. I like my
Mm-hmm.
man to walk in front of me a little bit. I don't
Mm-hmm.
like the men that say, well, do what you want to do. I don't like a man that just lets me do what I want to do. And I'm not talking about toxic way. When I
Mm-hmm.
say that, I'm not talking about the toxic side where
Mm-hmm.
he's bossing me around. I have no mind of my own. I'm not talking about that. I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying where when you go shopping at the mall, you automatically know your man ain't gonna let you wear that dress because he's gonna let you wear that, but you already know not to wear it because you already know he don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
So you automatically just like what he like what he's on, understand what he's on, and appreciate that, and don't even question the fact that it's something that you wish you can have. You don't wish you can have nothing but what he like and what he got going on, and he doesn't, and he's the same for you. meaning it's reciprocated. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So I
Yep.
like that. I like when a man kind of like is into what you're wearing, paying attention to what is see through, what isn't see through, what is too short, what is this, what is that,
Hmm.
your hair. You know what I'm saying? I like when a man kind of like has an opinion, and his opinion is healthily read loud and clearly, if that makes sense. I
Oh
like
yeah.
that.
What you think, Blue?
No, she's describing the perfect alpha man, and she wants to be led but protected. It goes into my four pillars very well. I mean, that she wants a traditional man. She wants a traditional relationship. She's talking about no 50-50. She wants him. Okay, I agree with that. Well,
When
no, I
I
mean,
say when I say the let, I'm sorry, Blue. Naturally, when I say let me rephrase that. I love an alpha man that has has a stencil on what he wants in his woman or out of his woman, and he states that from the gate, and you decide that you agree with that or not. So you have a choice to be submissive up under an alpha man, and when you have that choice, it is a let. You get what I'm saying? Because alpha male and beta and regular man are three completely different things. You understand? A alpha, a beta, and just a regular guy are not the same. So with an alpha, the word let is there. It's just that some people abuse it and some people don't. So when I say, okay, my man, let me wear that dress. Because guess what? I know I can't wear certain clothes with certain alphas. They don't play that unless you're with them. So yeah, you can wear certain things that are provocative if he's right there. But if he's not right there, no, you cannot wear that because I want you to wear that up under me, with me.
Mm.
Period, point blank. And
I
that's an
agree.
extreme
I
alpha,
agree,
but
and I
that's an
think
alpha.
that yeah, I agree, and I think that everyone has their ideal. Well, excuse me. I think that everyone should gain a good idea of how they would want a relationship to be and what role they would like to play or what role they are comfortable playing in the relationship. And in order for those types of relationships to be successful, I think that decision making is imperative because if you want an alpha male with those types of traits, it's important to be very selective with who you choose because if you want to be led, it's imperative to choose a male that has the ability to lead and to lead you in the right direction and that is accountable not only for himself but for you as well. And it has to be that type of a relationship. I think unfortunately a lot of those core values that are based on a more traditional family structure are being lost in the shuffle because we live in a society today where it's pushed upon our young men that they have to make it in athletics or rap music and get this get rich quick scheme as opposed to enforcing and building based on education and business ownership or the corporate world or just being good at a trade. Therefore, the women are more successfully attending and completing college, getting more corporate opportunities. Therefore, a lot of times they're the breadwinners in the relationship. And now a lot of the music and the television, the films, the commercials, it's all based on money as the supreme value over who should be the ruler. And so if the woman has access to more revenue, then I think they have this bravado that they should be leading and the individual should
Well,
listen to them.
well, that's because alpha means powerful.
Alpha means controlling, meaning he controls the situation. An alpha person is controlling because he knows how to control his household, control his environment, control his family, meaning nobody's out of order. So it is a control to that. And it is hard to be an alpha male when you do not have the power in the family because you're not the head of household, meaning that box that says head of household, if your girlfriend or your wife is clicking that, that means you're not head of household. That means that your power is not even higher than hers. So it's hard to be a person that's running the house when the household is ran mostly by the woman. So that part is a whole nother debate. Okay, then we're not even going to get into that because that's not the debate. That can cause a whole nother argument, right? When it comes to alpha men, in my opinion, this is my opinion because everybody has their own perspective. But an alpha man is controlling, meaning I don't like I don't like long nails. Okay, baby, that's cool. I ain't even tripping on the long nails, the short nails, or whatever. But if you're a woman who doesn't like a man to dictate in a healthy way, meaning it's a very thin line with an alpha man, because sometimes you can have an alpha man that can become controlling in a way where it becomes unhealthy. But then there are alpha men who are controlling and who are dominant in a very healthy way. So it is a thin line depending on how they run their relationship. But you know that going into the relationship, your man don't like long nails. So why are you coming in the house with long nails if you know the man don't like nails? Why are you coming in the house with red nails if he knows that he don't like red nails?
I agree with a lot of what you said, but I think what the ladies in the comments are expressing is that there's a difference between and you guys are using the same word but in a different instance. But overall, I think that there's a difference. There is a difference between leadership and being controlling.
But those are different alphas.
Hold up. So the difference is you can have a manager at an organization that you work for, and a manager can see also the one thing that's important in a relationship of any kind or discussion is the ability to listen. See, you have an opportunity to talk and give your opinion, and we give it value. We value that. But you also have to be able to relax and listen and receive somebody else's point. Because, see, at the end of the day, I respect you as a lady, but I'm not here to change your mind. I'm just here to give my perspective, which gives you a broader perspective, and you could choose to agree or not agree, but just to have a different. See, if you never had a lemon head, only thing you ever had was white bread. You ate white bread your whole life. If you never had a lemon head, how would you know what sour was? You wouldn't be able to describe it. Whether or not you like sour doesn't matter. But to have the ability to know the difference comes through being able to see things that you may not be privy to. So there's a difference between leadership and being controlling. And I think that being controlling has a bad connotation, because when you control somebody, that's you're using your leadership in order to manipulate or take charge over someone's life with an iron fist. And I think that if I'm in a relationship with a young lady, that I'm not going to control her, but even as an alpha male, I'm going to make suggestions. And I'm really going to lead by example so that she can learn from me. She can have discussions with me and find out where my thought process is. And that gives her the opportunity to get in line with those things that if they make sense, Or maybe come and tell him, well, baby, I respect you, but I think this or I think that. A person that's controlling, they probably really don't care about your opinion. They just want you to kitchen in the bedroom. Y'all know Good Times. Kitchen in the bedroom, Florida. The kitchen in the bedroom. James, don't say it, James. You feel me? Oh man.
Okay, how I feel is that a leader is a controller, meaning when I go to a Fortune 500 business company, right? Or if I go to
Mm-hmm.
a manager controls the employees. The manager controls the business. The man is still controlling. So I'm not trying to say controlling in a negative way. I'm saying that I feel personally that alphas still are controlling because they control the narrative of what's going on when it comes to their relationship, their business, all of that. That a CEO controls, a CSO controls. So I'm not talking about a dictatorship because dictatorship is negative. But an alpha to me is a man that knows how to control, knows how to lead, knows how to do those things successfully, and has organization to it. Whether it's and with alphas, they are very confident and very knowledgeable on themselves. They know what they like, they know what they don't like, they know what they will accept, they know what they won't accept. They're understanding at when it comes to compromise, they know how far they'll compromise. They know their own boundaries. They're
Mm-hmm.
confident in themselves. That's an alpha to me. An alpha to me is somebody who is very confident in themselves. And
So
some people,
therein you really
hmm,
quickly, so therein we agree with each other because you
yeah,
just said an alpha male is knows what they are going to accept and what they're not going to accept. And when
hmm,
we make that statement, that leads into the notion that
hmm,
an alpha male isn't controlling because they will allow the other individual, her, to have their own thought process. See, I don't want to control a woman. I want her to have her independence of thought, and I want her to have an opinion because that's valuable to me. I don't just want a robot. See, I believe that a person that is controlling, see, they more so, they just want a robot. They want somebody who is in the household and everything that they say goes. Shut up. See, to me, that's more so how you have to treat a younger child. And I want my woman, if when God blesses me with that woman,
hmm.
I want her to have great self-esteem. I want her to have a feeling of worth and value. And so I'm going to let her know that I cherish her and her thoughts and opinion. I'm not going to let her run me. And just like you said, I agree with you. There'll be certain things that I can stand and certain things that are deal breakers. But at the same time, I do I don't want to be controlling of her because I want her to have a sense of peace in the relationship. I don't want her to be on edge and feel like if she says something or says the wrong thing, that causes anxiety. And I think for a successful relationship, a person has to find comfort through peace and understanding, and that also comes through good communication.
I think that you guys are some of you guys are turning the word control to a negative, and I do not feel like control doesn't always necessarily have to be a negative thing. I think control can also be a healthy action. Okay, and when I say that, I mean that when one woman who's not feeling well, bless her heart, she said that she's um she is a top executive. I think she said, wait, what's her exact words? Um, she said that she's a CEO. What did she say? I'm trying to find it. She said that um, I want to go to what she says. Uh, sorry. because she makes good points. Is Natalie. Natalie stated, geez, there's so many writings, I can't even catch up with her. Okay, so basically what she was saying is that she's a CEO, like she has a business and she leads, right? But in leading, you still need to control them. Meaning, yes, you allow somebody to have their own initiatives when it comes to problem solving, when it comes to having their input. Like, no, they have their own rights, they have their own will, free will, true. But as an executive, as a CEO, as somebody who is the head of something, whether it's a business or the head of the home, you still do need to control and have order when it comes to you being a leader. There is still the control of that. You still need to, like me, my children, I have to control my children. When it comes to my friends in my business, I still have to control things. I still have to make sure that they get where they have to go. I still have to make sure that they're doing the right thing. I still have to make sure that even though I trust them to operate the business when I'm not there, I still have to make sure that things are right. I still have to, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's still a control action behind leadership in a positive way. That's all I'm saying.
No,
Okay, I respect that.
I think that they're triggered, like you said. Some women in the comments are triggered because you're saying control, and they don't want to hear that. And a lot of women nowadays, I'm not speaking to anybody individually, they don't want a man to lead the relationship. So if they're not wanting a traditional relationship, if they want a 50-50 relationship, they don't want to hear anything about a man leading, whether he's controlling or not. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to participate in that.
Right.
They're looking for a 50-50 relationship, which is not what you said you wanted. So please denote the difference of what her preference is, and these are her opinions. So if you are a woman who says, I do not want a traditional man in my life, I want a modern man who goes 50-50 with me, then everything she's saying is going to be a trigger to you because that's not what you desire.
Right.
Right. Because I mean, I've dated a lot of alphas, and I've dated some people who have been abusive, true, but I've also dated people who weren't abusive and they were alphas, and they were controllers, meaning they controlled everybody in their family who came to them. You know what I'm saying? They were the leader in the family. If they were a gang member, they were the leader of that gang. If they were a businessman, they were the CEO and the top, they were up there. So what I'm saying is they knew how to control situations. They knew how that if an emergency came about, they knew how to handle it. If people needed anything, family, kids, girlfriend, wives, whatever, they knew how to handle it without, even if they broke a sweat, they did it with poise. They did it with, with masculinity. So for me, I'm submissive and I like dominant men. And I like dominant men who are strong, who are the leaders, who are good decision makers, where I can go to him and run up under him. I don't want a man, I'm okay with a man running up under me because, of course, my man can always feel like I'm a safe haven for him. Open arms, you know what I'm saying? But I also do like to feel like my man is the grizzly bear. I don't like to feel like my man is the panda.
Hold on a second. Natalie said control implies the absence of free will. No, if you're submitting to him, you don't have that problem because even though he's making decisions, he's making a choice, he's gonna make the decisions and choices best for you and him. So you won't feel like you don't have free will. You know that he's offering at any and all costs. He's willing to give up his life for you. He's going out working to give you protection and provision. So you won't feel like you don't have free will.
I like a man that controls the household, that controls his job, that controls his position, that knows how to control himself. I like a man that knows how to master control within himself and knows how to control the family and control our lives. And I like to be the one who goes along with it. Like, okay, this what we on? Okay, babe. You know what I'm saying? I like that. So I ain't even going to front. I like that. And I'm not gonna feel bad about that. I like that.
Kyle, are you there?
I'm here. What's going on, fellas
Hey,
and lady? Very nice to meet all of you. I think whenever we're first, there's a couple things. There was a lot to unpack, right? But like when we're talking about a leader, there is a difference between a dictator and a leader,
Mm-hmm.
right? A good leader
Mm-hmm.
understands the strengths of his team, and he's there to help them get better to serve the whole, right? So it's like
Mm-hmm.
if you're trying to control everything, you're not. That tells me you're not a good leader,
Right.
in my opinion. From what I've seen
I
with other
agree.
people, someone that tries to control everything, you're not a good leader. Because you have to know, like, for example, I lead my household. This is my thing. I wouldn't consider myself an alpha male. I would consider myself a sigma. But like, I lead my household.
That.
But control is that word control. I think the problem is too many people have different definitions of that word control. That's why it triggers so many different people of what we're saying. Because like one person will say control, and they'll be like, I think that's the biggest thing is before we can even talk about something like that, we have to know what we're all saying when we're saying
Yeah.
the word control, because it will trigger people differently, or not even trigger. Forget the triggering thing. It will register different in people's heads on what that's meaning. Like I control the safety and security of my household. My wife controls a lot of the day-to-day stuff that I don't deal with. Like I always tell people, I make a joke about this. I say that we're kind of like the United States of America, except we work a little better, right? I'm the executive branch. Somebody comes in this household. It's my job to defend this household and protect this household. I will help regulate the economy. I will do all the things necessary, and I will make sure everybody who walks in these doors of this household will be following the laws that were set by the legislative branch, which is my wife. She's the legislative branch. A lot of the day-to-day laws. Now I can't veto a law, but she can always overrule me with that 2/3 vote. Y'all know what I'm talking about, so I don't need to say it. But y'all know how it can get done, right? And then
Right.
my faith is the judicial branch. It's our faith. It's got to line up with our structure and how what we believe. So it's like when we're talking about leaders and we're talking about like as a man, like control. The when I hear the control, when I hear leadership, I don't hear control. Like with the managers, we have that sometimes. I've got into it with some managers where I work. It's like they feel like they think that being a manager, your job is to lord over or to control. No, your job is to manage the talent that you have. That is your job as a manager, to manage the production and manage the output of what your department can do. And your department, if you're a husband, is your family. It's your household. Manage your job is to get them to the best that they can do. Help them,
I
challenge
definitely
them,
I
push them.
definitely agree with that, champ, because a good alpha male or a good leader is a good leader because they have the ability to supervise and then be the quarterback for the talent that they have so that there can be a higher level of productivity. See,
Yes.
if I'm a leader and I'm a manager, but I'm always micromanaging and trying to do the job for the employees that I hired and entrusted and trained to do it, then I'm actually not being efficient. So, I agree with what you said, champ.
And thank you for that. And they don't bring out when you do that, it doesn't bring out the strengths of the other person. Because truth be told, a lot of people we don't like to say this about women. Like I'm gonna say it, I might get some stones thrown at me, but y'all forgive me. There are a lot of strengths that women give to us that we don't often talk about. But you ladies, you give us a strength, and I'm not talking about you, Blue, but I'm talking about you. Those of you that have been with a woman longer than 5 years, those of us who have been with a woman a long time, you understand. They will challenge you. They can break you because they know your weaknesses. They've been with you. They know. But at the same time, they can give you strength to run through a wall. I will smash anybody to defend my wife. I don't care how big you are. Yeah, I might lose, but I'm going to do everything in my power. You're not leaving unscathed, right? It's like I feel like with your I'm just saying, I'm just letting you know, you're
He
not leaving.
basically, lady, said he don't care who come at his wife.
Not at
It
all.
could be Mr. T talking about I pity the fool. He said he might not win that fight. He said, but Mr. T, when that fight is over and the dust clear, he ain't gonna have all them goddamn chains. He said that boy. He said that boy. Mohawk gonna be crooked. He ain't getting out of there unscathed.
You know what, Dino? You know what,
Uh,
Blue?
uh,
And the gentleman down here who got you married.
He's married.
I feel like what you guys are saying, when I say control, I feel like that is controlling. And I don't mean controlling in a negative way. I'm saying that what he just said, he still used the word control, like he controls this part of the family. She controls this part. But of course, in controlling those things, you still come together as a family and have discussions. You still come together and say, hey, okay, this is what, like, okay, in the house. Prime example. Okay, prime example. An alpha male in the house. Um, when I come home, dinner needs to be ready. I mean, you get off work at this time, it should be ready. Okay, but guess what? When she got off work, she couldn't do that. She called him, she discussed and said, honey, I'm exhausted, I'm depleted. I'm going to go to Boston Market and I'm going to get the family something to eat. Okay, so what are you going to get to eat? I'm just going to get this and this and this. Is there something that you want in particular? Yeah, you know what? You can give me this. Okay, but we can't make a habit of this because, we're on a budget, so we can't be spending $100 every other day, for food. So just, let's try to figure out another alternative. If you're getting too tired, maybe you need to cut your hours at work. There are alphas that'll say that, okay? That they'll suggest that. So it's not that he's
Mm-hmm.
controlling her. He's controlling the situation because he sees a future problem that his wife is beginning to become too tired to where she can't do certain things that are in the house that need to be done that could affect even him. Okay?
Mm.
Because if home is
yeah,
not right, then nothing else is going to be right.
no, I can see
But
that.
see, you
Yeah,
said
yeah,
suggest, and I like how you use the word suggest. See, suggestions don't come through a dictatorship or with control.
But he's
Suggestions come through
controlling the
leadership.
situation
See,
by, but Dino,
see, a suggestion
hmm
means that you
yeah,
still have a choice
right,
and a say so in the matter. You could
right. But he's
choose A
controlling the
or you could
situation,
choose
D.
B. But when you
Right.
control, you're not giving in a choice.
But what he's
You're saying, no,
doing,
this is what you're
mhm,
going to do. The
Miss Miss
kitchen in
Miss
the bedroom,
Miss Lady
Florida.
Blue,
but do you
The
Miss Lady
understand
kitchen
Blue,
in the
what I'm?
bedroom.
Yes,
Miss Lady Blue.
like,
Just I Miss Lady Blue. What Dino? Well, I heard what Dino saying. And I agree. Because see, having someone that has control doesn't make that suggestion that maybe you should cut down your hours. They say, hey, you're gonna quit that job. We're gonna quit
no.
that job. We're
See
gonna get
what?
you
See maybe my
right.
word you verbiage, right? Maybe my
That's
word
why it's
verbiage,
important.
because
Yeah.
what I'm saying is he controlled the situation by suggesting that. He
Yeah.
saw something and he said, "Okay, I know I need to get a handle on this." So when I say control, I'm saying just how I said. He controlled the situation by suggesting to her, "Hey, I see that you're tired a lot at work. I I make enough money to take care of the household. What you working is what you want to do. That's what you want to do. So since you want to do this, I told you, I don't mind you working, but I definitely mind you working if it's going to affect the children, the home, our day-to-day living. Like this can't happen.
Yeah.
There are men who will state that. So he is giving her choices like, okay, either I'm gonna get it together, I'm gonna cut my hours, I'm gonna do this. So she has choices, but guess what? It's multiple choice.
So you mean he has control? He just doesn't have total control. Is that what you're
Right,
saying? Okay.
right,
Well,
right.
that's why I think it's important to like that we're all talking about the same word, right? Not to
Mhm.
talk over you right now, Blue, but that's why it's important that we're all talking about the same word because the way that I heard it, the way you were talking, it was like you want someone that controls everything. And if he's
Yes.
controlling everything, that what kind of choice do you have if you have no control?
And I didn't mean that like that. So I'm glad that I was able to have a chance to verbalize myself because that's what I mean by controlling. A man that sees the need in his family and takes action. And
Yeah.
takes actions with suggestions, takes actions with communicating, take action with having to make an action on something based off of the lack of his woman can't completing certain things because of the fact that it's a lot of pressure. So that's what I mean by an alpha, just somebody who just you feel secure with, somebody who you feel safe with, somebody who you feel like like safe with.
Hey,
That
Blue,
that's what an alpha
would you agree on this though, real
you
quick,
know.
Blue? I have some friends that are alphas. Not all alphas are good people.
No, I
alpha just is
understand that.
I mean, alpha. No, listen, alpha is just a matter of dominance. That's all that is.
Yes.
It's just a matter of dominance. Not all
Mhm.
alphas are
But
good
I said
people.
that earlier. I said there are healthy alphas and there's toxic alphas. I said that.
Okay,
And the controlling
I
alphas
wasn't
you
here.
guys
I
are
wasn't here
talking
yet.
about are negative. Okay, let me be quiet.
Blue has thoughts.
Question, Kyle. Hey, Trill, how you doing?
Hey, hey, love, how y'all doing? Hey,
Hey,
Kyle. Hey, Blue.
What's
Hey,
up?
Queen.
hey, what's happening? What?
Hi.
Hey,
You heard me? You heard me?
hey, babe, how you
Hey,
doing?
baby.
Hey.
All right, go ahead.
What was the question,
No,
Kyle?
no, I was asking because you had a thought. All you needed was to have your fist balled up underneath your chin. You had a thought. You was in deep thought for a second.
Well,
I
no,
don't know if everybody saw.
it's not what Lady Blue is saying. It's what the comments are saying.
Oh,
So
what happened?
I'm gonna reiterate. So if the women in the comments that have her, because people every time she says controlling and she's saying it in a positive light, they're saying that's manipulative. Even though she's explaining it in detail, y'all still have a problem with her saying that she wants a traditional relationship where the man leads. So if you don't want that, then yes, you're going to be triggered like you are, and it's more than one, and you don't want that. But if you want a 50-50 relationship, you do not want a man to lead. You want to have a say-so in everything. You don't want him to make the decision. But a true traditional relationship, yes, he's going to be the one speaking, but he's most definitely listening to his partner. He's most definitely taking counsel from her and making decisions based on what she would want and need, because he's living for her. He's just the speaking part. She makes the major decisions because she's running the household. He goes out and runs that side of the house. But they keep on saying that they have a problem with her saying that she wants him to control and or lead, and I don't get it. So that's why I'm shaking my head, because it's not making any sense to me, because they keep on saying it.
Yeah, but yeah. I'll let you go. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Miss.
It's because the way that it's put in the comment, like when we're listening to it, it was some of the things like the suggestions that she was giving off. It comes off as somebody being dictatorship more than what like what I know to be an alpha male. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all know me. Y'all know that I'm very dominant, but however, I know my submissive part. I've always attracted alpha males, and then I know how to be submissive. Like when y'all talk, and especially Blue, I quiet down. I listen to him. I've been raised by all alpha males. So therefore, I know exactly what an alpha male is. So I know the difference of that, and I attract alpha males. So in order for me to submit to an alpha male, he needs to make sure that I am secure with him, and he knows that. And then when I'm secure in my femininity and I feel protected and provided for, then I'm going to submit full-heartedly and let him lead and take control of that relationship. And I'm going to, like she was saying, she had some key points, but it's the way that she was sitting up there talking about certain things and getting it, it was coming like she wanted to be, like it was more of a dictatorship. And it was like, that's what the women were saying in the comments. It was like, it was coming across like a dictatorship, because my thing kept coming in and out. And that's why I had was like, okay, let me cam up, because I know what she's meaning, but that's not the way it's coming across to the women, because men are very direct. Excuse me.
That's a good one.
Hold on.
Hey, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm gonna go be with my son real quick. Hey, man. Much love to you. Salute to you, of course. So can I just say one thing before I leave out? Do you mind?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Listen, y'all. This whole thing about dominance and about alpha, sigma, beta, gamma, whatever, omega, it's I don't even know how to put it. I'm just gonna tell you like this. I'm gonna say it like this, you guys. You have to hold on. Oh my goodness. Yo, this is my first kid, so this is new for me. Hold on. What's going on, buddy? Did you want to say something about it? Go ahead, you can say something. I heard what he said, right? Say it again. That's the same way I feel. That's the same way I feel when I think about all this dominance and all this nonsense about everything. At the end of the day, I believe in a traditional environment. Some of you believe in that. I will tell you, you will find so much more success being with someone that understands the traditional environment of a man and a woman in a household. You will understand that. You will enjoy that so much better than someone that's just looking to control everything that you do. Because someone that needs to control everything is someone that has no control over their life. They don't have control. That's why they feel the need to control everything. They feel they want to have control. There is a difference between someone who has control and someone that has self-control and someone who does not. I'll leave it at that. That might make no sense to some people, but some people will understand exactly what I'm saying. Much love to y'all. Love, peace. My boy's down now. Love, peace, shake, and grease. So enjoy yourself, all right? Y'all have a good night. I'll see you soon, brother.
So yeah, excuse me. I think a lot of things get misconstrued when people talk in the comments, and then some of us come in and out, and the words are being misconstrued and taken back in a little different way of, dictatorship, control, and vice versa. Especially being in the South, we know that the head of the household is majority ran by the male. You know what I'm saying? That's how we look at it. So they have different type of things that are presentable to us, especially our age. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're looking at men that know how to lead and are alpha males. However, I heard you say earlier that alpha males, I've been around alpha males that have been in the same presence. It just is who is the head alpha first, right? Is that correct? So that's what I've always known. But you can be in a room with other alpha males, and you can watch who the alpha male is existing there in that space just by being observant. And going back to the lady that was up, I understand what she was saying, because if you're in a relationship with a male, that's the alpha male, and she's talking about what that man wants her to wear, whatever, this and that. I understood what she was saying, but not to what the point, like your nails and this and that. Like, okay, I'll give you an example. You could be with somebody and you know what he doesn't like or what he gonna do. And then if you somebody like me, you wanna press the little button, you gonna try to do something, he just gonna give you a look and be like, girl, don't play with me. He ain't even really gotta tell you nothing. To go back in the room and take that off. Like, why? Why even go there?
Yeah, but okay. Just hit me for a lot of feedback. Hey, there we go. All right. So, but there's two different types of women. There's a woman who says, yes, this is my man, this is my significant other, this is my husband, and he wants the best for me. I know he don't like this. I wanted to see what he would let me do. And then she changes. But there's other women that I'm sure were in the comments. They're going to be like, no man can tell me what to do. I don't care what he is. I'm going to wear what I want to wear. If he don't like it, fuck him. So there's a difference in the two. And that's, we need to be clear and present about that. That's why I kept saying, yes, but if you don't want to have a traditional relationship where the man leads, you're not going to like what she's saying. Even if it was this one or two words that would change just a little bit, they didn't want to hear it. Like, no, because like some of them just said, she was like, submissive. Oh, we're not going to do that. Controlling. She was like, well, I want him to control inside of protecting me. You can't say controlling. That sounds manipulative. No, she just gave the full definition and said this is what she wants. She said very clearly, I want a man to lead the relationship. But they were already mad after that. Y'all were worried about the little stuff. They were mad at the point that she said she wanted the man to lead the relationship. I'm going on mute.
So that's why I camed up, because I knew that some of the things that coming from a male's perspective and coming whenever it's so many men and women, one woman talking, if you heard it from someone else's perspective as well and in a different, scenario, it makes more sense. Because at the same time, example, I've had an alpha father, an alpha uncles, you know what I'm saying? And I've had alpha husband, you know what I'm saying? An example, like, I'm very dominant. And then while dating, it was like, okay, I got told this. And a lot of women don't like to hear this. if you don't like to hear, are you going to wear the boxers and the panties, or I'm going to wear it? I got told it, and I was like, whoa, whoa. So we going there. And he was like, yes, we are. Yes, we are, because what am I here for? And I was like, it took me back. I was young, and I took back. And I was like, he was like, either you going to let me leave this house like I'm supposed to leave this house, and I'm going to leave what I know what I'm supposed to do and provide for you and my family, or you go ahead and you do everything that you think you got it, since you think you know everything. And you got it like that. You go ahead and you go work and you go do everything that you think you know. See, women don't want to have that conversation when it crosses those boundaries. But whenever you're dealing with an alpha male, that man know what he's talking about. Sometimes, and don't think that I'm not in the back of him. See, he's leading the front. Well, I got his back. See, that's the difference. You have to have a balance, because, see, he can't see everything. So he's going to come to me at the back and be like, hey, I might need some advice, babe. It's X, Y, and Z. So I'm going to balance him whenever his days are off or whatever he needs some emotional support, and I'm running the house. But that's the part of it. He's still leading the house. He's still doing all this. He's still protecting, providing, and doing what he's supposed to do. But a lot of us don't want to submit, even though we're dominant. And we say that we want this. You're dominant because some of us didn't have a choice to be submissive and be in our feminine thing.
Okay. So, yeah.
Now, I'm not saying for me. This is for women that I spoke to.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. Your fan must be blowing some icicles because that thing loud. Okay. So as a dominant woman going into the relationship, what did you do, and what do you tell other women to do? Because you made this choice. You knew this guy was like this before you said I do, before you committed to a relationship. There's women that get into a relationship with a guy, know that he's dominant, know that he's a leader, and they want him to change. Then the relationship crumbles because he's like, no, you know who I was. I'm not budging. So if you don't, so it's up to a woman to, I hate to say it, if she's dominant prior to, she has to submit to the man, or it's not going to work. Because the real alpha male is not going to, he's not going to let her lead. It's not going to look right. It's going to be bad. And then you're also not going to respect him.
So I told him up front that, this is what, how I was and what I was like. This is like, I put all my cards out on the table. Like, what you see is what you get from me. I'm kind of direct and to the point, right? And I said, do you accept that? And he was like, yeah, that's when we're dating. He told me 3 months in, I'm going to marry you. And I was like, bullshit. I ain't the marrying type, I don't want no kids, no marriage. He was like, nah, I'm going to marry you. But we're not, and we were married. It was just like that. We were married. And then he was like, I want this and that. And whenever I got into that, he told me, if we're going to, keep on, you have to trust me to keep on providing and doing these things. And I said, well, with trust, you have to show me actions. It's just not earned. I need to have these actions. You know what I'm saying? Because with my father, he's also an alpha male. Whenever you gain the respect of him, right? You gain the respect of him that is over everyone. He's the matriarch of my family. When you gain that respect from him, then there you can now have full respect from me. Because that is somebody I idolize that has always cherished and had my very best interest at heart, and still to this day does. So I told him that, and he made sure that everything that he did was for me, and that nobody came into our relationship, and we surrounded ourselves with each other. And then I started to see what his actions were detailing, and so I started to see that I could lower my dominance in that. And I learned to, another older lady told me, you know what, all that talking you doing, you need to learn to muddle your tongue. And from that, I learned to shut the fuck up. A lot of us don't want to shut the fuck up. We always want to belittle and talk crazy to our men and our kings, and then want them to provide and protect, but we don't ever want to shut the fuck up in public or behind closed doors. Tell them what you want behind closed doors. Don't be sitting up here making them look like he crazy and this and that, because he still have to have the respect out there from every other man, especially if he an alpha.
Why do y'all do that? Why do you want to challenge him randomly in public? Why do you want to belittle him, as you just stated? What is the benefit he still has to protect and provide for you?
Okay, I was young. So, I mean, I was kind of little. I was real young. I ain't finna put my age out there, but I was extremely young at the time. And, you know, you think you know it all, and it was all that. You ain't fit to do this and that type of, you know, thing. But also the environment that we grew up in was a lot different than a social setting of us going out on dates and all this type of thing. It was our difference of environment of where we met and how we grew up is different than most other women and men would naturally meet. So I had to be a little tougher by nature to where I was at in my surroundings. So therefore...
What? No. So I heard you basically answered, I'm a product of my environment, right?
I'm a product around my surroundings, yes, of that time. Mm-hmm.
Same thing. What does that have to do with disrespecting him? Because he didn't disrespect you. Women try me and just...
He did. So if he carried me a certain way, then I carried him a certain way. It was like the egotistical, like my pride wouldn't shut up. It was like my pride and my ego at the time, being young and dumb. You understand? And the disrespect that he was giving. Because I was young. I was very young. You understand? I was married out the door. Like, as soon as you could get married, I was married out the door. So it's like being young and dumb and being egotistical and having your pride and not learning to put your pride aside for your king. And then I realized that causes, like about a year into it, it causes a lot more problems, right? Because guess what? We ended up being a union, and now we ended up having to fight more out there against other people to make sure that our respect stayed intact. Because to this day, we still have that respect. You're going to respect our name, and you're going to respect our union or whatever we have appointed with that in our family. You're going to respect all of that. But making those stupid little decisions when you're young, that's why I don't understand older women in your 20s and 30s and 40s belittling a man in public or behind closed doors or whatever. What for, when y'all can talk that out and communicate with him? Because he's not stupid. If you chose him to be your husband and you chose him to be the child of your father, like, I don't understand belittling that man. So it was a young, stupid decision at that time. You know, being young, not having nobody taught me any values to do those, you know, those things. I was raised by all men, so it was different aspect of me being around a whole bunch of men that sit up there and talk like that. You know what I'm saying? So it just was like, okay, that's what I'm normal to. If you challenge me, I challenge you back. And I learned that that's not what I wanted to do. And I seen very fast how that can change the way that you just rock and roll with somebody, because it makes more consequences in your relationship. Because how are you going to be submissive? It don't matter how dominant you want or you are. How are you going to sit up there and have a relationship with that man if you want an alpha that protects, provides, and do all these things for you? If you can't sit up there and just protect his energy in his space, in his name, and everything else that comes with that. But a lot of us want to sit up there and belittle him and talk about him and then run to your friends and tell everybody what's going on in your house. It ain't their damn business.
Right.
This is my opinion.
No, I got you. I appreciate that. Well, I'm going to get out of here. This is the end of my second hour. I appreciate you coming up and Trill. I really appreciate you. Hopefully I think I might have to bring this one back, because I think the women need to understand, hey, what do you want? What is your desired result? And then let that determine how you feel about something. Because a lot of women were triggered, but they don't want a man to lead. They want a 50-50 modern relationship. There's no problem with that. There's plenty of men who don't want to lead and don't want to be alphas. They want to be just a man and say, hey, look, mortgage is $1,500. Hey, let's go half on it. Light bill $300. Let's go half on it. You pay for your car, I pay for my car, and we might put, but hey,
I do know men like that are like that. I see relationships like that all the time. And I mean, you know that what I do. So I mean, I coach people on this, and they do have those relationships, and there's very dominant women that are in control of that house. And that's what I'm like, if you desire that, then that does happen. That's not saying that he doesn't have a voice. It's just her voice is a little stronger in that house.
okay.
And
My point is, it's okay, dominant, but don't talk, be submissive. And that's what they were.
yeah, I think a lot of, and I talk about this on my lives. I think a lot of people, and I say this all the time, I think a lot of women get this misconstrued that when they say they want a provider, they want this and that, they want a leader or alpha male. I say, yeah, I really don't know what y'all are saying, because these men exist. These men are still available. I said, but y'all don't want to be submissive. And that is the point, that you have to be submissive. You have to dial back, and you have to allow him to lead. But y'all don't want to. Let that man lead. And then if it's not going, if something is not correct, y'all talk about it behind closed doors. And you don't belittle him in front of everybody. You sit up there and you communicate, comprehend, and y'all figure it out together behind closed doors. And that's how y'all build a relationship that lasts. Communication is key, and elevating each other up and what they want to do is another thing. But y'all can't just be sitting up here tearing somebody down because you thought y'all said y'all wanted this thing. I see it all the time. Y'all say y'all want something, and y'all coming to me talking about, oh, he ain't the man you thought it was because he too aggressive. Oh, well, how is he aggressive? Oh, because he tell me what to do. Girl, he an alpha. What you thought he was going to just let you walk out the house in them days that oops up the crack of your butt and this house to top? No, ma'am. Like, nah. If it wasn't cool if you had an alpha father or alpha uncle or something like that, just anybody alpha in your life, and you knew that they didn't allow it as a child, then your man probably ain't going to allow that neither. It's common sense. I mean, mine just gave me a look, like, and a laugh. He gave me a look and a laugh, like, you really playing with me today, huh? Like, go back and, yeah, let's try that again, because nah. But it been good, Blue. Thank you, baby, for having me up here, yeah.
All right, I'll talk to you.
All right, sweetie.
Be back tomorrow. Y'all.
All right.
Wait.
I'll be back.